Hey guys, it's me. Yeah, today I'm in African Queen things. But yeah, today episode is going to be about culture differences. We're going to talk about different experiences and everything. And before we continue, I just want to say thank you for always tuning in and watching our videos. We appreciate that. So I feel like for most people knows already that I'm African. I was born and raised in Africa before I moved in the United States. When it comes to culture differences, I feel like it's in every aspect, honestly, from food to where people, how people live their life, how people address people, how people act, but also how people live their lives. And I will say this, for example, okay, I remember when I started I started college. I did my associate. It was online. That's when it was COVID and everything. But when I had to move to go to university, was I had to move from my parents' house. And it's funny because I feel like for many people, even for my friends who are not Africans, who are not black, it's always known that at some point the parents already know that at some point the children are going to go to college and they will have to move out of the house. But for me, mm-mm, no, it was not always that way. So literally, I had to find a way to broaden out the subject to my parents, which I was so scared, especially because I'm a girl. For people who don't know, as Africans, we don't move from our parents' house until we get married, which does let's that is another whole subject topic to talk about. But yeah, so honestly, I had to talk to my big brother, who is he's a friend, who's someone that we talk about honestly. I feel like everything. I mean, 75 maybe to 60 and 40 for him, 40 for me. I have to have my own thing. But yeah, so I had to talk to my brother before talking to my parents because I was so scared. I was so nervous. Like, are they going to take it? But also, I was nervous for myself because I felt like I've never had to live on my own and doing my own thing. I always had to ask for permission from my parents. Papa nataka kwenda, papa nataka kufanya hivi. So thinking that I would be going to live in a different place where I had to do everything on my own. It was kind of scary, but also in a way I was excited because I was like, oh, thank God for for a while I will be by my own. And in a way, and not in a bad way, sorry, but I feel like I will be able to just experience life on my own because as a old sister, I feel like my whole life I've been taking care of my siblings, which is not something that is bad. I'm happy and I'm okay with that. But in a way, also, I feel like I grow up earlier than because sometimes even when I remember I sometimes even when I told my friends my age or people that were talking about, I was like, okay, this is my age. They'll be like, and all the things that we're doing, yeah. Because even I remember when I was thir- thir- no 13 years going to 14, I was taking care of blessing, she's our last born. People were like, that's your child. I'm like, no, I'm 14. Chill. But it just goes to show that how much we're different because again, as I said, with our culture and everything that we were raised and grew up, so many things were different. So I feel like for most of the time, the way this place that I had to think about my siblings more than me. So I was excited, but I had to talk to my brother and be like, okay, this is what's going on. I need to go to college. I need to transfer and everything, but I'm nervous. I don't know how dad and mom are going to take it. Maybe they will say no because I'm a girl and everything. But he talked, so I had to go to my parents, tell them, and my brother was there trying to make them understand that I come in peace, yo. Siendi kukata kamba. I just go. I just want to go so I can continue with my education, with what I wanted to do in college. So please trust me and trust that I will not be doing crazy things and I will not disappoint you. which I'm grateful and happy about because my parents were understanding and they allowed me. Even though, sorry, even though the first few weeks, come on, if no month, I want to be every day. They were calling me every day, and every Saturday, Sunday was like this kind of like Renyo where we had to go to do video call so they can see me. It was crazy, but it kind of just show how much we are different. Honestly, it shows how much our coach is different, and I cannot imagine for them having to adapt to that pace and the way of living. How much hard it was for them, but also just knowing that we'll be living with someone who I don't know. And it's crazy because the first time that when I went to college, I lived with a girl. It was a two-bedroom apartment. My parents had to come and see the place, but also see who I was living with. Having now to do my entre parentheses, you know when you are saying that when I have my own place, I'll be doing everything. I'll be going out. It's a lie. I mean, at least for me, because I feel like the moment I had my own place, I had to do my own thing by myself, not having someone to ask for permission to do something. Wait, I was inside. Going out here, I could go, but it was not my thing. Which I feel like when you ask, it's like when you are like it's just like a child when they're asking for a toy, and when they get it, it's like, I don't need it anymore. Honestly, that's how I feel my first year. That was something that was like it came as a shock for my parents and me having to move out, but also even the expectation of it all. Like I feel like growing up, I did not. I feel like another thing. It's how now you have this place where you are allowed to dream and plan, have goals. There is a way that you think that was different because I feel like growing up, it was this. There was this pace and way of things, how things were supposed to go, the expectations, which is different. But also another thing is just not only for as a girl, but also for men, men or guys when they leave. At 18, you see someone, I'm moving out, I'm going to live by myself, even if it's a gay, but that is something different because for us, even guys stay in their parents' houses until they get married. That's when they leave. Sometimes they don't leave, they stay with their parents, they get married to their wife, and they have this big family where they live all together. Those things, in a way, are common for us, but it's different. I have friends who are from different culture, have different experience, they have different way of living. All those things you kind of just show you how hard it is. Even I remember when I had a roommate who was a guy. Like my parents like, nah, how can you? Because again, after that I was not living on campus, I was living off campus. So with that, you don't always get the say that much when it comes to who you are sharing the apartment with. For me, in a way, I was okay with that. But as again, African parents, how can you tell your parents that hey, dad, hey, mom, naishi na wetuko now, sio wote wanamke. But again, I feel like that's where I'm grateful and happy because I feel like my parents gave me that benefit of a doubt and they trusted me and trusted that whatever mafundisho they gave me, they trusted that nakuelewa kwamba she knows what she's doing and she knows why she went where she went. So it also all comes down to the trust that your parents has in you, and you knowing why you went, because I feel like that's another thing. If you don't know why you went to school, if you don't know why you went, you don't know what, like you don't have any plan, utaenda kwa masomo and utakuwa tu yes I went but out attend anything. So I feel like it just goes both way, knowing why you went kwa masomo, knowing why you went there, and your parents seeing the result. Because I feel like even if your parents has having a hard time, when they see the result, they are like, yeah, she's doing something, he's doing something. So knowing what you want, knowing what you went for there, and sticking to it and not trying to go in everything, because honestly in college utakutana everything, you will see everything, you come around different things, watu watakuja na different education from yours, wanakuja na different background from yours. So you knowing what made you go there, you having your plans and goals, na unajua why you are there, it make the whole difference, because you will know what you want, you will know why you are there, you will do things that itakubenefit when, and it will make you proud. Because I feel like that's another thing that most of the time parents are scared are scared of, is having to send their children out there, where they know people have different education, people have different point of view, people have different things, and mkikutanana other way, huyu akukamate muingie mule ujinga, ama wewe umkamate mwende vizuri, and most of the time sadly wewe ndio unaingia muujinga kuliko wewe kutoa mtu muujinga. So but when they see the result, when they see how hard you are working, when they see good fruit, inawapatia hata wenyewe motivation ya kusema okay, so it's possible for someone to go out there and achieve their dreams without having to act crazy, without having to do things that equal different. So I think we should all just give our parents voice and making them understand, making them understand that it's okay, even if we have different culture, we have different background, it's okay to go out there and to explore and learn. But also you as a person knowing why you are doing it, know why you went where you went and what you want out of it. Because knowing what you want and out of it, it will make way to stay consistent and to stick to what you want. Now you to be trust for every other person who comes after you. Because I can tell you today that when your parents see the good fruit, when your parents see the good result from you, itawapatia wenyewe confidence na amani na believe that even people after you banaweza wakaenda waka-achieve just like weye uliweza kuachieve. So I just hope whoever is watching the video would understand where you're coming from, because the moment you understand where you're coming from and the chance that you have now in life and the opportunities that are ahead of you, kufanya what you want to do better and trying to do better for yourself but also for your family. Because as immigrants, we know that most of the time when you do things, you just don't do it just for the sake of doing it, you just don't do it for yourself, you do it with having in mind that Paco, so many people behind me who are looking up at me, who me nakuwa niko reference, she did it, he did it, so I can do it. So also having that, it kind of makes you have this weight on your shoulder that I cannot fail. Like I cannot play with whatever I'm doing right now, because there are so many people who trust in me and who believe in me and are watching me, so they can also have that faith and believe that one day I can achieve it too. So just keep pushing and keep working hard. One thing that I believe in, know that when you are working hard for it, you will get it. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, maybe in few months or few years, but in the future, honestly, we see the results. Thank you for watching this episode again. Don't forget to comment, share, subscribe, follow, and see you in the next episode. Love you.